This is game 6. Probably the second last or last game I catch live. Uh, um, oh god, this is exhausting. Okay, anyway. The matchups are as thus: Wukong top with Ignite going up against Gangplank. The jungle is going to be Kha'Zix jungling against the Hecarim. Echo mid against LeBlanc. Oh, another Echo mid. So just as I said, like I started filtering out Echo lanes out of my mind. Because all I see is jungle, and they see 2 Echo mids in the series of 6 games so far. The bot lane matchup is going to be Samira Rel going up against Kaisa Seraphine. So Samira and Rel, very interesting combo. I haven't seen that much of Rel. I think people just realized that she was kind of underpowered compared to other tank supports. But the few times I have seen Rel, I've been consistently annoyed by her because jumping in with Ferromancy into Magnapole is actually surprisingly strong in teamfight situations. Echo says, let's get this party started. Samira's name is called, well, I'm not sure if I can read that out loud, but Wukong's name is a nice compliment to that, that's all I'll say.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Some emo spams to cover the first 50 seconds of the game. And bot lane is Kaisa Seraphine. A very common, well, not very common, but they're both repping their KDA all-out skins. My personal opinion is I don't like the all-out skins as much as their first iterations. I find the all-out skins a bit too flashy for my liking. I like the original sets of KDAs. It was just different enough to be unique and like actually be skin quality, and not too overly unique so that it starts overriding identities and becomes too sparkly. Basically, the way is like too much sparkle, too much glamour, too much jazz. Oh, but they are setting up the legendary level 1 trap in the bottom tri-brush against Rel Samira. But here they come. What can we? Oh, the bullet! They predicted the bullet. Ferromancy level 1 crashing down. They take Samira to half. What an insane burst right off the bat. Good thing Samira had the predisposition to Q into the brush. If he just walked in, she might have just straight up died. Ignite onto the top, that's going to force the Gangplank back. He's going to panic chug Corrupting Pots to keep himself alive. Unfortunately, that's going to be 2 of his 3 pots charges gone. Wukong still sitting on a cookie advantage, and not to mention Gangplank has no health, still level 1. Probably can't stay. Just recall, take the L, and teleport back. And try to stabilize. Or stay under the tower, hit level 2, and hope for the best. GP early laning, very weak. Barrels are very easy to disarm even by melee. Going up against Wukong doesn't help his cause. Wukong is extremely terrifying in lane. It just does an obscene amount of damage, seemingly out of nowhere. Just press E and right click and they just die. And a lot of people aren't prepared to go up against that because they just don't understand how much a 55% attack speed steroid is at level 1. And there it is. GP's so far not having a very good time, although he is keeping up in CS, all things considered. They're both levels 3 now. Oh, first blood to the LeBlanc with an assist by the Hecarim. So really, they get 600 gold while Echo gets 300. So essentially like they got 2 kills instead of 1. Very worth it for the LeBlanc. Echo blew the Ignite on top of it. He still has the flash. Ferromancy does clip the Hecarim as Samira juggles him in the air. For a little bit of time, he's going to turn around, pop his W for some heals. He needs a Scuttle to get closer if he has Smite Up. No, he doesn't have Smite Up, which means he's just dead to the Ferromancy remount. It's not called remount. It's called like summon like or something. I forgot what it's called actually. I don't think the tutor tells me. It's crash down while mounted and something else. It's not called a remount. It's less lame than that. Next time she presses Ferromancy, I'll check it. I just call it Ferromancy as a blanket term, I guess. For her W, even though she has 2 different names. Ooh, that was a weird interaction. Echo phased, I follow LeBlanc's route to distortion. LeBlanc suddenly realizes she's in trouble and jumps back. That was a very weird. Echo traveled the entire distance of the lane with that one phase dive. Now Wukong going in for yet another aggressive trade. GP detonates the barrels, but he's on the losing end of that still. Ooh, don't hang around there. Don't hang around there. Monkey will make mincemeat out of you, especially with the ignite. How does he consistently forget that Monkey has it? I mean, I can't blame him. I do that too. And here comes the next challenger. The horse might be enough to win it. Wukong realizes he can't win and escapes. Ferromancy crash down is used. Quick, click on her. Quick, 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 quick. Mount up. Mount up. Alright, I don't know what I expected. Seraphine's gonna get locked up, but she actually takes down the Rel as she goes down, but Samira gets the kill credit for the Seraphine. Kaisa looking for some blood, going in, and Samira presents herself to the Kaisa for a free kill. Kha'Zix's leap, just barely not enough to catch out the recall. The horse does make his way back home, safe and sound. And unfortunately, Samira had the upper hand until she flashed back in and just died. And Kaisa gets the turret plate. LeBlanc gets the double distort wave clear and mid, and that's gonna be the shove. Where's Echo? Nowhere to be seen. He's still at home. He's gonna lose his way to the towers, and LeBlanc gets a free back. Very good for her laning situation. Back for her last chapter. More lane sustain, which is amazing. For AP mages, your mana bar is your health bar. The Gangplank is actually eclipsed the Wukong in terms of farm, and if he's been very on point with his barrel detonations, it means his CS is worth a lot more. In the long run, it gets him doubloons and extra gold off parlay. Or par, I can't roll my R's, but like parlay. It's it will, talking about this will lead me into another long tangent, but it doesn't seem like anything exciting is happening. But oh, Cannon Barrage, I stand corrected. Echo dies to ignite? No, he's fine. Okay, but I recently watched it's from Age of Empires community, but I recently watched Nilly do a few game shows. It's a few months old, but I caught it recently. Of like I've never watched The Price is Right, but I think they do a game kind of like this on The Price is Right, where it's a trivia show, but all of the answers are numerical, and you have the contestants that are constantly wagering up. So one example would be, I guess one example would be like the respawn time of elemental dragons, and then one contestant would be like 2 minutes, and then the other one can either call it off or go higher. So the other one would be like, no, 4 minutes, and then the first guy goes back. He can only either raise or fold, so he goes like 4.5 or 4:45, and eventually when somebody calls it, oh, LeBlanc just dead. When somebody calls it, the answer is revealed, and the answer is higher, then the person who had the highest guess up till then wins, and if it was lower, then the person who called it off wins, who called off the bets. It's a very interesting concept to me. They do it on Price is Right, I'm pretty sure, even though I watched like 2 episodes of Price is Right ever. When the host was Drew Carey. But I found it would be an interesting concept, and I wanted to do that game show style for League one day and just do really random numerical trivia with the game. Like, and these will be things that are highly cosmic, like things you can't calculate, things that you're not supposed to be able to have the exact answer to, but only a very good approximation. At least you shouldn't have an exact answer without some insane calculations that you can't possibly do in the moment. Or just things like memory. For example, here's one example. The number of R's in Gameplank's Cube Parlay. I think it's 4. Let's check. It's 3. Well, I would have lost. I would have lost if that was called right there. Or like the number of R's in Cled's Charge. 8 was it? Nah, I should stop guessing. I think it's a lot more than 8. But like that could be a very fun game show. I would definitely make and host something like that if given the chance. Because with a game like League of Legends, there are numerous. Like I could write hundreds of questions that will fit this specific category of trivia. Cannon Barrage goes down in the bot lane. The beat drop will just barely whiff, but Rel might just straight up be dead. And yep, Kha'Zix jumps in to make a kill happen. He can't kill his fellow, not his fellow, they're enemies, but he can't kill another Void lane. Or Void person, not Void lane or Void born, just Void person. Kai'Sa goes in for the Prey Seeker and she does get that kill. Gangplank going in aggressively. LeBlanc pings out the Kai'Sa and Seraphine bot. That might just be genuine praise, you never know, you know? That might just be a moment of genuine praise. GP realizes that he's on the losing end of that, so he is going to try to walk away, but unfortunately there's no running from the monkey. Wukong takes him down, but red team secures the dragon on the back of it. Like, here's an interactive quiz, I guess, for you. Oh, never mind. Hold on. If your inventory consists of... Hold that thought. Encore gets 2 sweet kills. That setup from that ultimate is so obscenely strong. Oh my goodness. I feel somewhat vindicated watching like Seraphine support nowadays. When she came out, there was this huge controversy of how she is like Sona 2.0 or Rob Sona of the rework spot. I put that debate away, I don't feel like arguing it. I still hold the idea that no, that's not true. But my problem with Seraphine, everybody had their own share of like, Seraphine bad. But a lot of them like, she doesn't belong in lore, she's shoehorned in, she's just there to make money. All valid in their own ways. I'm not bothered with that, not at all. The thing that bothers me about Seraphine is how safe she is. And I'm still not quite over the fact that there exists a champion that can just set up miraculously good combo teamfights by herself from 2 screens away. And I've never gotten over that. And seeing Seraphine pull off these crazy engages kind of vindicates me, because this is the exact same thing that, like, even before her release, I ranted on time after time, being like, this isn't okay, this mechanic should not belong in League. You could reduce her numbers down to near 0 and this will still be powerful. It is too safe for too much power and too much utility. It's incredibly stupid. Rel coming in for the Ferromancy attempt. Kai'Sa is going to Killer Instinct her way out, but unfortunately the defensive Killer Instinct does not pay off, and they finally take that shutdown. It goes the way of Kha'Zix, a very, very good target on blue team to have to eat that shutdown streak. But unfortunately that was also his first kill, so he's got a long way to go. Gonna go home and finally have a taste of what the mythic item feels like. Hopefully. He's gonna cover mid for now. Mid falls to 2000 health, the critical health for a Herald. But Herald has not been taken yet this game. Here's a nice, I guess, Price is Right trivia question. I call it Price of Right, but I'm not even sure if they use this game mode in the show. If your inventory consists of Kai'Sa's exact items right now, how much gold do you need to spend to get that? That's something you can calculate, but that's definitely something you can calculate, but you know, it's fun to be just pull together a few friends, make up some questions, play a nice game show. Oh come on, says the Echo. Well, Blanc just says I'm. Echo says it's a passive for me. I'm not sure what moment he was referring to, but honestly, everybody on red team is holding their own, except the Gangplank, who's just getting absolutely bodied out by the Wukong. 3-0-0, he has Hydra done. Sorry, I'm actually Chatty last season. Chatty can also refer to challenge instead of challenger. Just it works on main. Simonic. Swear. I mean, I too can OPGG a challenger player and pretend that's me. Here's the rule of thumb. Challenger players never announce that they're a challenger smurf. Never, 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 ever, ever. They know better than to waste their breath in lower elos. If you have to claim your challenger and then drop a name, 99 times out of 100, you're not that person. The bucket's going in aggressively. Echo. Chrono breaks back, but unfortunately that's not enough. LeBlanc gets another solo kill for herself. Unfortunately for red team though, top lane is kinda on fire. It is still salvaged by the fact that their tier 1 turret is somehow still miraculously alive, but that is not a sustainable laning. It's not a sustainable laning ecosystem. GP is just not finding a break. Monkey is just killing him on command. Infernal Drake is in fact alive, and the red team, already quick to withdraw, is already dead by the time blue team respawns. Rao is camping in the Triburst along with Samira. Can they make a pick happen? Oh, Rao's dismounted. She doesn't have Ferromancy mount up. Ugh. And there is the Encore, but the Samira eats it. Beautiful eat by the Samira. She pings out the Seraphine Rs 3 times, very proud of her accomplishments. She was a national hero for today, just today. Echo comes in with a parallel convergence. He drops the fat bubble. He blinks in on top of the GP, going for an aggressive trade, but it's not going to be enough for a kill. It is enough to force him away, unless LeBlanc arrives in the nick of time, dashing over, lands the hook onto the monkey. He gets chained, totally visible. The Cyclone comes out, but it's not good enough. The Magna Pole onto the Kai'Sa. She can't run away. She heals through the Ignite to try to run, and she does get out of there in time before blue team can burst her down. Double kill going over to the LeBlanc. She is getting strong. 6 kills in her name. The beat drop completely whiffs, and Seraphine might be in trouble, flashing away from the Kazakh's leap. Saving herself. Excellently done. Red team is sitting on a 5,000 gold lead. Samira might be in a bit of trouble. Gangplank channels the cannon barrage, and there's the Pyromancy. The Kai'Sa gets juggled in the air, might be a bit too much. She supercharges to get out. The Void Spike, it wasn't tanked by the Seraphine, and that will kill the Kai'Sa. Finally, this pesky Kai'Sa gets killed off. The beat drop snares the Samira, just the Rel, I mean, right, just outside the tower range. But here comes the LeBlanc distortion. One shot kills the Rel with what little HP she had left. Samira goes for the Blackstone. She books it there. But LeBlanc's not giving up the chase. She distorts over. She's still giving chase. Meanwhile, top lane, there's a horse fighting a monkey. I see this in the zoo all the time. Just kidding. Monkeys and horses don't go in the same enclosure. But apparently the monkey wins every single time as the shutdown goes over to the Wukong. The Gangplank is in a lot of trouble. The barrel gets smacked head first by the Wukong. He's going to ward and dash over. The trade is happening. The monkey doesn't have Cyclone up quite yet, but it seems like the Gangplank really has nowhere to run. Oh, unless he autos the minion twice, in which case the Gangplank will make it out just fine after eating an orange. Echo is trading against the LeBlanc, but he cannot Chrono Break back. He was there the entire time. Samira pings the Echo R, but he can't use it in that situation. If anything, he should have used it before the chains broke. But once the chains attached, he's not living. There's no way. 19.5 minutes. 13 to 20. Kha'Zix invades Hecarim, only to find Hecarim doing the Krugs. They fight for a while before Kha'Zix just leaves. Not necessarily because he's bored, it's just because he's scared. Still trying to give chase, but the Hecarim gets pounced on by 2 members, rotated up from bottom lane. The rest of red team, they're coming as cavalry. GP is first on the chopping block. He is the sacrificial lamb. He gets killed off. He detonates 1 barrel before his death. The pingbacks are happening. Massive encore goes through all of blue team. But unfortunately, it's not good enough. The rest of the teamfight breaks open. Inferno Trigger is deployed. And that's a lot of dead bodies from red team. LeBlanc comes in for cleanup effort, but there's a lot more health bars to clean up than that. It looks so promising for red team. Where did it all go wrong? Is it the part where they ran into a Samira? Inferno Trigger 2 pops open. LeBlanc snaps back her clone, but it's not going to be enough. She's going to get caught. Distortion not enough to save her. 1,000 gold into the pockets of Wukong. Disaster strikes red team as blue team finds the Achilles heel and chop hard at it until they topple. Gangplank teleports in to run away. Back to this tower. Should have just walked instead, honestly. Barrows gets killed for no reason other than straight anger, what I'm assuming. Echo's making some short work of this turret. Kai'Sa lands the Seeker. Is she going for the Killer Instinct engage? Not quite yet. The bubble is done. Kai'Sa's not giving chase. Echo will walk away after killing the turret. The Cloud Drake is coming up in 12 seconds. GP not in the position to assist. He's also just not strong enough to bother. Echo walks into his own bubble, tries his own, but it's not gonna do anything here. Dragon is next. Pings are going down. Assist me please, they say, as they're converging near the dragon. Nothing eventful happened so far until blue team decides to start it. Seraphine has encore in 3 seconds. Red team steals the Drake! Hecarim makes a hero entrance, but he sacrifices his life for the cause. Cannon Barrage comes down. Seraphine somehow secures that kill through the cannonballs. Game lags for 1 second. God damn it, spectate mode. Not today. Kai'Sa has to try to kite it out, but there's just way too many threats. She can't possibly survive. Flash forward from the Echo secures it. With the Ignite lockdown, that's going to be 3 bodies for 1, but they get the Drake out of it. However, they may just lose Baron off the back. They send 3 running. Samira's coming up, lagging behind, but they are starting the Baron. The pingbacks are frantic. They realize that this is a bad idea, but the monkey and the cockroach do not listen to reason, as they will continue to try to fight. Samira lifesteals back to full because Samira exists in the game. This is still going on. Red team is making no attempts to stop this. They must know this is happening, but they just assume that there's 4 people there, even though they don't even try to stop it, and bam! Baron Nashor goes the way of blue team. All this off the back of 1 team fight, and they rest themselves into a position of a gold lead. Off that 1 team fight, it started off so good with the Seraphine, but unfortunately red team fought in the middle of a choke, which means that Samira's Inferno Trigger gets so much value. They melt the front line and just access the back, and Samira presses a single button to delete the world. It's beautiful. They should have sent the poet. Now red team still has 3 Drakes to 0. That was a steal. They got it by scraping the bottom of the barrel to get that last steal. Unfortunately, was the way that the game is trending, It's very unlikely that red team will be in a strong enough position to contest another Drake for the rest of the game, because blue team right now has all the forward momentum and they are hard pushing in with this Baron buff. Top lane GP is still far too weak to hold down anything, let alone a Wukong. Out for his blood with a Gore Drinker. LeBlanc comes in, try to make something happen. Ignite goes down. The decoy carries the Ignite. They must know which one is real. They send 3 up to kill the monkey, but it somehow works. It's not punished. The mid lane siege also fails. Ferromancy comes in for the horse. It's not gonna happen. LeBlanc has a distortion. Is she going to do it? Here comes the Kha'Zix. It's a straight up 4-on-4 because Gangplank is not here. And even if he was here, he wouldn't really change the fact that it's still a 4v4. LeBlanc distorts over double this does so much damage, and here comes the onslaught of the shadows, but unfortunately the Encore does not get continued, so it just fades. It is a total wash here for blue team. They completely fall apart at the slightest charge. Hecarim goes in, one more kick onto the Echo is all he needs, but the unstoppable charge wears off. Unstoppable charge? No, that's not what it's called, right? That can't be what it's called. I'm going off memory. Devastating charge. There we go. The siege is happening, just in the reverse order. Here comes the Wukong. He's going for the engage. Nimbus Strike comes down. He doesn't have the Cyclone. This is a fool's errand. He casts in rain, rains down on his funeral. Echo is next to die. He joins the fight at a terrible, terrible time, and it says it's a terrible day for rain, and then dies. It's a very emotional time for everyone. Hecarim tries to be the hero and immediately learns what happens to heroes. Infernal Trigger comes in for the cleanup. The effort is there. Samira easily sweeps up 2. Seraphine is wet like paper and Samira is a butter knife. LeBlanc is fed and strong with 16 stacks in her Magi. She has the most to lose, so she backs away, protects her life above all else. Or not, I guess. She still wants Guts and Glory, and she might just end up getting Guts. Yep. Called it from a mile away. Samira getting some free time alone with his tower. Rel charges in, and I would have just given the Kha'Zix to prolong his existing blue, but hey, unless it's new. But Rel gets a shattering strike in to get the kill. 26.5 minutes in, Samira might be caught here. She dispels the Spectral Riders with the Blade Walls, but it's not going to be good enough to save her life. GP comes in, makes himself known on the scoreboard, but not necessarily useful. Cloud Drake is up in 10. This is the soul fight. Blue team has lost their ADC right before. It's a moment of disaster, but everybody else is here. The monkey does a lot of damage. He's trying to access the backline. The Cyclone goes out. He's flashing onto the backline as well. The Kai'Sa is the first to die. Seraphine is the next to go. Blue teams had done it. They made the team fight happen. Everybody is collapsing. The backline is eviscerated. No guard to protect the monkey from accessing the back. Blue team gets her. Cloud deny the soul. They're in the position to get a lot more than that too. LeBlanc has to flash over and Echo Chrono breaks back. His healing is cut, but it doesn't even matter. LeBlanc is out of resources and now she's hurrying to defend something that Machine may not be able to hold. She's just going to run back to the fountain, concede the tower, perhaps the inhibitor as well, if the monkey is feeling daring enough. He is not. He's already started backing off before the tower died. Now their eyes turn to the next major objective. Baron up in 1 minute. Wukong still very strong, going for the red buff. Scuttle dies without a second thought, and there's the catch onto the Hecarim once again. Onslaught of Shadows just to save his own life. No Hecarim ultimate is a very big deal. LeBlanc walks a step too far. The distortion back and then forward again. The leap crashes headfirst into a wall, but it doesn't even matter. Infernal Trigger picks off 1 as well. No jungler, no mid, and the rest of this fight looks very bleak for red team. Seraphine dies, Encore hits nothing. GP is obviously just going to die, like that's just a given. Kai'Sa, the last standing member, smited down by the Kha'Zix. It is a full ace right outside their base, and you know what that means. That is the end of the game. GG has been called. Blue team make the comeback, challenger, by the way. LMFAO, I can't say that last word. I definitely can't say that last thing. I mean, it happens. I can lock onto it though. Oh my, so scary. Friend me then. Oh. I got MVP. Yeah, no crap. Alright. Blue team takes the win. In game 6.